Okay, so we have just finished periods 1 and 2 for AP World History. And what you're looking at right here is our heat map for all the different topics that we covered in this unit. So for example, topic 1.1, developments in East Asia, was a assessed topic. We also had developments in Islam. 1.2 was an assessed topic, so on and so forth. So we have all of the Unit 1 topics in gray here and all of the Unit 2 topics in blue here. And now we are ready to give our summative assessment. Before we do our summative assessment, however, we're going to have the students do something. We're going to have them look at their own results. So I'm going to click on Print Student Reports. And I'm going to pick Show Complete Standard here, Show Reworded Standard, so anything that I added will show up. They want you to put a date range here, so I think this unit started sometime the end of September, and I will just put today's date. Notes to parents, student notes I don't usually include. I don't really have substandards yet, haven't started using that yet. And then standards with no scores, I don't want that to show up. And I want them to see how they did on everything, not just the remedial standards. So you can share this with students one of two ways. The first way is to just simply print the report for the students and hand it to them. And on the report, they're going to be able to see, I want to hit cancel there, going to be able to see, well, which topics did they do well on. So for example, this student was near mastery on topic 1.1, but also and was mastered in 1.2, 1.3, and so on and so forth. But if you go down here to topic 1.4, you'll notice that there is a need for remediation. And so before the test, I'm going to call this student in to my dedicated activity period, or we call it mandatory advisory period, so that student can remediate. Or I can allow that student to go online and complete a remediation assignment online. But I want that kid to come in and get some help with pre-Columbian Americas before the test. Now, another way that you can share student data besides printing off a whole bunch of reports is you can email the parent and student directly. So if you click on the option that says email all parents, it'll bring up all the student emails and all the parent emails, and then you can just hit send. You can add a little additional message, progress on units 1 and 2, so that they know need for remediation, attached, if there is a need, or whatever comment you want to make. And so I'll show you, I got a kid to forward his email so you can kind of see what it looks like. So the email that the parent and the student will receive looks something like this. So it says, Dear parents, your student's progress report is now available. Click on the view report. And instead of printing off, hundreds of pieces of paper now, the kid can kind of look and see, wow, I did pretty well on 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, but again, need to remediate on the Americas and the Mongols before the test. So otherwise, it looks like the student did pretty well on everything else. So that's another cool way that you can, prevent having to make so many copies and share that data with the students. I tested this out in my class. Every kid got the email to their K-12 Frisco ISD email, so I didn't have to make any copies, which was really, really nice. So finally, one strategy that our team has come up with to help the students who are in need of mastery or in need of remediation, as I said, they can come in and have discussions with us during our advisory period. They can go online and watch remedial videos. We've also built a remediation website where we've identified the topics that the students need to know for the 2 units. So you can see Unit 1 and Unit 2 are right here. We've got all the units for all of the different tests, but we haven't fleshed those out yet. And you can kind of click on, so that both of those students needed to remediate topics 1.4 from Unit 1 post-classical, so they would click on the Unit 1 page and scroll down to 1.4 because they didn't really need to, they mastered already South and Southeast Asia, Islam, and East Asia, but still needed a little help with the Americas. So there's a little 4 or 5 page reading, and I wrote a outline for them to kind of guide them through the little reading. It's a little 5-point outline over the Inca and the Aztecs and the Maya, it looks like. And so they would click on the reading, and then here's another way you don't have to make copies if you upload it to a website. So they've got a little remedial reading here, and then they have a little outline to complete, and in order to earn the curve on the test, they may have to do this, or you may not have this affect their grade at all, but make it a requirement that they have to complete it regardless. But it's another way that you can, some other structure that you can put in place to help those kids that are struggling. And it really comes back to being able to identify which topics and which standards the kids are struggling with before the assessment. You want to reach them before the unit test. So MasteryConnect has really been helpful in helping us identify those for the kids. So hope this has been helpful.